Yeah, I know. I know. I know. My hair's gone. I cut it off. All right, so listen. Hear me out. Hear me out. Y'all probably like, no, he cut his hair off. No, I cut it off for a reason. I cut it low for the summer to restart my hair growth because the style that I had before was kind of, I would say, nappy. But this is more of a professional look. If you're trying to get a job and all that stuff, but I just did this to look very good, clean cut. If I grow it back out, I want to try to make sure that it looks as good as possible. But don't worry about that. Don't worry about my hair. Today is a good day because every day is a good day. So scratch that. I ain't even gonna worry about that. Just disregard that. Every day is a good day. But I just got some stuff I got to do today. I'm going out to get my car inspected. I might go out with the bros tonight. Well, the bros, excuse me. Some people get offended when I say bros. Going out with the bros tonight. Since it's buy one get one at Buffalo Wild Wings in Fayetteville, so we might slide by there tonight and some other stuff. So I'm out. What's up, y'all? So I want to do something that I haven't seen anybody that goes to NCCU that vlogs. I haven't seen anybody do it before. So this is something I like to call the NCCU Freshman Survival Guide. Yes, thank you. Woo! I appreciate your applause. Oh my gosh, I feel honored. All right, y'all can stop. Y'all can chill out. All right, so I'm gonna give you, let's say, the typical tips that you would need in order to survive freshman year. Then I'm gonna give my tips. It can apply for any HBCU, any PWI, any college period, or it can apply to NCCU. So let's jump into it. So first of all, you need to get organized. And when I mean get organized, I mean find some type of way to have your stuff together, because when it comes down to college, a lot of times if you don't have things organized, it can become very hard to operate on a day-to-day basis. So if you need a calendar, if you need like a little white bulletin board, to put up in your room, or something like that, make sure you do those necessary things, because it can get very hectic once you start putting a lot of things under your belt. Make sure you get organized, and make sure that you look into time management. Time management is a very, very important thing, because like I said, it gets very hectic in college, and you have to make sure that you're on time for stuff. You got a lot of things going on. You have a lot of sessions that you have to attend, classes. If you're in an organization, you have meetings and things of that nature. So make sure you do the necessary things in order to get organized and be aware of your time. Next, make sure to network. When I mean network, I mean go around and talk to people. It can include people that are working in the offices, your peers, your professors, anybody. Make sure you take the time to network, because that's very important. You might meet somebody at NCCU or your prospective university that can really change your life and make things better. I know for me, networking and getting around talking to people, it has opened so many doors that I never thought would be open, just for me saying hey to somebody and starting a conversation. I've gotten internships from just starting general conversations with people in the caf, or just starting conversations with people in general on campus. At Central, a lot of the good people are the people that go around and just speak. Whether they know you or not, they'll just say, hey, how are you doing? Good to see you. We are a family environment, and we like to talk to people. So whenever you see somebody, just say, hey, you might be able to start a conversation that could spark something that you need, or it can enhance your college experience. Or you might find that best friend, especially when you go to orientation. Because orientation, I'm going to tell you, orientation is lit. Even though they give you the basics, like I'm telling you now, they're going to tell you about the college experience. And I'm telling you that networking is really going to enhance the whole thing. Like I said, go around, network, especially with professors too. I want to mention professors. Make sure to establish a good relationship with professors, because if you establish a good relationship, introduce yourself instead of just, when they call your name on the roll, raising your hand or whatever, like going to them and introducing yourself formally will actually set you apart from everyone else. I know me personally, when I go to a new class every semester, I like to take the time out to go to a professor and say, hey, how you doing? My name is Tony Cunningham. And, I just want to let you know who I was and just establish a good relationship with you. And I hope that we have a good class this semester. I believe that's something that needs to be done. Is very, very, very important, because I've had it to where professors will bump up your grade, one letter grade, just because you actually connect with them and they see that you're working hard. If you're just going into class, just half doing things and lollygagging, they're going to give you the grade that you deserve. But I've seen it where professors, you might earn a B in the class, but just because you work hard, they might bump it up to an A just because of that, okay? So make sure you establish that good relationship with your professors. Be on time for class. Be on time. It's easy. Get up, do what you got to do, and be on time, because that can affect your grade too. And being on time should be something that you get in the habit of doing, period. Because in the job world, you're not going to succeed, or you're not going to be able to keep a job if you're not on time. After the first couple times of you being late, a lot of times they'll say, hey, you can dip. It's time for you to go, So make sure to be on time for stuff, okay? And know your syllabus. A lot of professors, what they do, they give you the syllabus at the beginning of the semester, and then they just start handing out assignments or start giving out tests and all that stuff based upon the syllabus. They don't just say, okay, we got a test Friday, or we got a test Wednesday, or whatever, or we got a test Thursday. They just expect you to know that syllabus and know that it's coming up. So when you walk into class, all of a sudden you see the professor handing out tests, you shouldn't be able to spaz on them because they put it in the syllabus. The next thing, going back to time, make sure to balance your time. But I mean balance your time, that doesn't necessarily mean time management as far as class or work is concerned, but it's all about balancing the college experience too. Because I know some people, they might just do all partying and they slack in class, or somebody that might be a big bookworm, or just quote unquote a nerd or whatever, and they just focus on strictly class and that's it, but they don't have no social life. You got to have a balance. It's very important to have a balance. You got to be able to enjoy college, because you only have 4 years to do it, and a lot of people don't get to have this experience. So make sure that you get the work done, but at the same time, go out every now and then. I know personally I'm not a party person, but I like to have fun in many, many other different ways. But if you're a party person, hey, get your work done early, and then at night, go ahead, get up with your people, go party, have fun. Next thing, get involved, okay? Get involved. Don't sit in your room all day and do nothing, or just go to class. Get involved. That's very important. You have to get out and do things and join organizations that are going to help build you. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but make sure to get out and get involved, because like I said earlier, with networking, you can establish a connection with somebody in an organization that can help you, and take your average college experience and make it an awesome college experience. So make sure you go out, get involved. And last but not least, on this first list, try not to procrastinate. Please, I know myself, I procrastinate at times, but try not to procrastinate, because that can be a killer. You can have a test in 2 weeks, and you're like, oh, okay, it's 2 weeks, I'll be fine. But then when that thing comes up and you realize it's harder than you thought it was, then you'll think, dang, I should have taken the time these past 2 weeks to study. So please, don't procrastinate, get things done. Don't wait till the night before to try to get it done. If you know weeks in advance that you have an assignment due, make sure to go ahead and knock it out. If you don't want to knock it out all at once, take the time in between the time is due in order to, do it piece by piece if you can do that. That's the typical first list that every orientation leader, every college pamphlet, whatever, will tell you. Now, this is what I have to tell you. Don't waste your time with idiots. Please don't waste your time with idiots. You don't have time for that. You came for college. You came to build yourself as a person and get your degree. Don't waste your time with idiots, because all that does is puts you in a bad space, and you end up getting in trouble for something that you really don't need to be getting in trouble for. I mean, you should be getting in trouble anyways, but you'll be surprised, like, people waste their time with idiots thinking that they're having fun when all actuality is just a waste of time. So please, please, please don't waste your time with idiots. Choose your friends wisely. Just because you might meet somebody in orientation, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that I met at orientation that are good people and that I still connect with today. But don't, just because you met them at orientation or you met them in the NCCU 21 group chat or whatever, or any type of group me or whatever, just because you meet them in there doesn't mean that they're going to be friends forever. Make sure to take your time to learn different people and put yourself around people that are going to help build you. All right, the next thing I would say is don't get paralysis from analysis. And what I mean by paralysis from analysis, I mean don't not do anything because you feel like there's too many conditions when it comes down to it. So for example, let me better explain it. Let's say you want to start a clothing line. You want to start selling t-shirts and stuff like that. And you feel like you can't do it because, I don't have the time, or I don't want to do it because I feel like people are not going to like my stuff or whatever like that. Don't think about that stuff. Just do it. Okay? You're in college. And if you want to do something, make sure you do it now, because this is the time to make mistakes. When you get into the real life and you make mistakes, it can affect your money and your well-being as far as your living. But if you're in college and you're making money off of something that you love doing, it's all profit. Because look, you're living in a dorm. You don't have to worry about paying bills to live in the dorm because it's already paid for. You're living with the calf. You don't have to worry about having to find some money to go eat or anywhere. You don't have to worry about any of that. Everything's paid for. All you gotta do is go to school. So if you start now and become an entrepreneur and you take the time out to really learn from the mistakes that you make while you're in college, when it comes down to branding, the sky's the limit once you get out of college. It'll become easy and you'll be able to make money easier because you know what to do and you've been through the mistakes in college. Okay, that's when it kind of really doesn't count. I would say it does count, but it really doesn't count. But once you get out to the real world, that's when it really counts, because you live based upon that money that you make. Next, join the organization for you. Don't join something just because somebody else is in it or it looks cool to be in it. Join it for you, okay? And figure out what the purpose of that organization is. And once you figure out the purpose of that organization and how they do things, you'll really know, okay, this organization is for me. Now, as far as fraternities and sororities, I can't tell you because I'm not a member of a Greek organization. But I can tell you, as far as organizations in general, you have to figure out what their purpose is and how they do business, so you'll know if they fit best for you. Okay? So make sure to take that time out, go to the interest meetings and figure out how they do things and the requirements of being in that organization, and then make that decision based upon those things. Okay? Establish a good relationship with your roommate. For example, let's give you a scenario. So let's say you and your roommate are two different people when it comes down to cleanliness. You like everything, you're OCD, you like everything just together. Everything has to be clean, everything has to be perfect, everything has to be just in line. Then the other person might be a little sloppy. Now, if you establish the relationship with them at the beginning and become friendly with them, it'll become easier for you to really address that. You be like, hey, let's sit down and talk. I'm not comfortable with all the mess and stuff in your room. Can you try to fix that? Can we work on that? You know, and a lot of times it's easier to do that instead of getting into a situation where you guys don't talk or anything, and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what? I'm about to tell this dude, hey, I can't deal with this, you know, and then you start an argument, you be ready to fight. You know, we can't do that. Okay, so make sure to establish a good relationship with your roommate, because I've seen it to where A, you have roommates that are best friends, or B, you have roommates that are ready to fight and kill each other because of little simple stuff. So make sure to establish that good relationship, establish those norms with your roommate so that throughout the year you'll be straight. Always remember, O-Rock is amazing. Okay? If you don't know who O-Rock is, you'll find out soon. And remember, he's amazing. Keep that in mind. Write that down. Tattoo it on yourself. This is the last thing. If you need help in any situation, make sure to tell somebody. Whether you need tutoring with a class, you're having some money issues, whether you're feeling depressed or feel like you're on the verge of suicide, make sure to talk to somebody. There are plenty of people on campus that can help you out and get you in the right direction. Don't feel like you can't do something. Things can be done. Things can be fixed. It's not the end of the world. If you're not making a good grade in the class, talk to your professor. Hey, I'm not understanding your information. Can I get tutored? Go to office hours, okay? Let them know what's going on. If you feel like you're on the verge of suicide, things of that nature, make sure to talk to somebody. We have a counseling center on NCCU's campus. Make sure to let them know what's going on. And if you don't feel comfortable with talking to anybody in the counseling service, make sure to call the suicide hotline. That's 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-8255. Tell somebody what's going on, because we don't need any suicides at Central's campus, okay? We're a family. We're here to help you, all right? All right, with that being said, that's it. That's pretty much it. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button below to get more updates about new videos. I'm excited about the channel. I'm back. I am back. Oh my gosh. Where did this applause come from? But, all right, y'all can stop. Y'all can stop. But yeah, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, make sure to hit me up. If you need me, I'm always on campus. When I come back in the fall, I'm gonna be there. So make sure you hit me up if you ever need me for anything at all, okay? All right, like I said, make sure you subscribe. Eagle Pride Amplified, I'm out. See you on the next video.
It feel like my life ain't mine. Who can relate? Woo! I've been on the low, I've been taking my time. I feel like I'm out of my mind. It feel like my life